What's going on, guys? It is Jake back at it again. So today, this is going to probably be a short video. I'm not really sure where I'm going with this, so we'll see. But basically, I got a really good comment, and it's kind of tied to an idea. It's related to an idea that I was thinking about doing. So basically, I think I'm going to do this. So I wanted to know if you guys would be interested. If not, it's cool, but I thought it would be very, very interesting. It'd be something different to do. And I know that there are people on YouTube who do it, but I don't see a lot of channelers doing it, so I thought it'd be cool. So I got a comment basically from somebody asking, hey, can you do a video on like meditating and clearing chakras, and what do you do, and kind of what's your method? So this video now, because the next what I'm going to get into, I would be making tomorrow. But basically, so I was thinking about talking about like the techniques I use, what I do, give you guys just some information, and then tomorrow, if you're interested, I will actually do it. And it's almost like if you guys want to, you can kind of like join me and like do what I do as I do it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like a guided meditation in some ways. Only I wouldn't be like really like, I would kind of be telling you what to do. It's like I will basically be doing what I do, but I'll just constantly try to like verbally say what I'm doing, if that makes sense. And because I have a PS4 in my living room, and I have the camera, and that's where I meditate and I light incense, and I have all my crystals, and this is just my office room. This is a small room. I usually do that stuff there. So I was thinking about getting my big comfy chair, being in my living room. You guys, it's a lot bigger. You guys can see more. But basically doing like a meditation for an hour or whatever. And then as, if any messages come through, because I usually do when I do that, obviously. If any messages come through, I'll do them there, and I'll talk you through what I'm doing, basically. So that's just an idea. It's going to be a little weird, because when I do my meditations, I do try to get into that trance. Like, I can't just do it now, but like when I'm like, or whatever, like when I do that kind of stuff, basically I try to get into my zone. And I always do it after I work out, so I'm kind of tired. So I kind of just like, I really zone out when I meditate. So it might be an awkward video. At the same time, it may be kind of humorous, you can laugh at me maybe. So whatever, no big deal. But with this video today, what I was thinking about making, and just so you know, I did go and I rewatched the video, and that was really weird how the colors were changing in the channeling yesterday, and people were saying they were seeing like orbs and stuff. Like I said, I thought it was like the reflection of something, or like my hair in the light, but it could have been an orb. So that was really interesting, but I don't know why I brought that up. Whatever. So when I go through my meditations, there are two, well, there's a couple that I use, but there are two that I mainly use. So let me go online right now and tell you guys. And I'm pretty sure, if I'm wrong, like definitely let me know. But I think, hold on, I think I can play the videos either like, today or tomorrow and talk about it, as long as I put a link in the description and I give the name of like the authors out, or whatever. I think that's how it works. I try not to use I literally don't really use anything that's not my own, besides the law of one, and I put the credit there. I just don't want to get in trouble by YouTube. So as long as that's how it works, then we are good to go. And I'm sorry, I'm logging in right now. So, okay. So what I do is, if you type in healing chakras, it's the second. Here, let me get the microphone back. It's the second selection, and it's from a guy named Michael Seeley. And then so it depends on what you're trying to do. Two times a week, if I need more, I usually don't, but 2 times a week, I will clear my chakras in meditation. Yeah, when you meditate, usually, you're kind of healing yourself in that kind of, perspective. But there's this certain one that I use that goes through your chakras, and I even brought my paper that I got from the Hukala workshop that's really, really cool about chakras. So just in case you guys don't know about your chakras, you know, they all have like the different energies. They all basically like you got to clear them and know what you're clearing because they're all for different uses. So Michael actually goes through them all. And I'll put a link in the description, but he has one, like the reason I like this guy is it's the type of meditation where you can really like get lost in it, and he has that smooth like accent too, you know, he has an accent, so he almost has that smooth talking, put you to sleep, you know, kind of voice, and that really, really helps. So really quick. And again, if you guys want me to go through and actually do this stuff, because, you know, if I do it tomorrow, it's like a lot more detailed. I'm going to be here for like 10 minutes right now telling you guys about it, but it'll be like an hour thing. So if you guys want me to, I can. But I don't know if you guys can hear this.
As you open and expand
Sorry.
your seventh chakra, and now continue to breathe slowly and deeply
Like it's that kind of voice that I'm talking about.
as you allow all worries and concerns to completely relax and recede.
So yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear that. I'm gonna have to go back and look. So basically what I will do, and it's about 40 minutes. Sometimes I won't even finish it all because you actually go through all the chakras before he stops talking. So, you know, you only do it for like 40 minutes if you want to. It's about 45 minutes. This dude's well known. I mean, he himself has 500,000 subscribers. So, I mean, this dude's pretty well known. So, Michael Sealey, Sealey. If you guys want to know that one. So, what I do is I ground myself. Every time I do a meditation, I ground myself. I imagine kind of like the Kundalini energy. Another way is like that Caudacious, you know, like the spiral, like that health care symbol, you know what I'm talking about? Even though that's really not the true meaning of it, but that's another day for alchemy and all that stuff. So basically, I will imagine when I first start my meditations, and sometimes beings will almost be like, and this is weird again, I'm getting into the weird stuff. Sometimes they'll literally be like in my head I'll hear like step 1, ground. 2, bring your energies down. 3, like go into God. Like it's really weird. Sometimes they'll do that. But what I do, like I said, is that I ground myself. I get calm. I imagine the Kundalini energies, like the spiraling golden energies. Like I imagine, and not just imagining, but I see too sometimes. Is I'll see a golden cord from my spine, like energy going down, going into the middle of Earth, into the middle of Gaia, and then there's like this golden spiraling energy that's surrounding it. And so that's going down, and I'm syncing with Gaia, and I'm trying to really take my visuals and put them into words, so this may be complicated for me, so I apologize. So what I'll do is I'll do that, and then once I do that, a lot of times I see the golden cord go into Gaia, and then I almost see this energy come back up from Gaia, come up into me, and it's kind of like I locked myself in place with her. And every single time I do that, I get a visual of her, and it's usually different almost every single time because Gaia has so many different forms of her. You know, like I know elementals may not be the same as Gaia, but Gaia can show herself looking like a fairy of the forest, or like of the forest, or you know what I'm talking about. So she has many different forms. So I'll see her, and I know that's good. And then once I feel that energy come back up, it's really weird. I basically will see all my chakras, even though they're inside you. And this will come back to like what I do at the end. So even though they're inside you, I see them in front of me. So I see these spiraling like wheels of energy with the different colors, and I go from like, and I literally imagine like red, and then orange, yellow, green, blue. You know what I'm saying? Like, I imagine them in front of me go up. And then another thing that's important for meditation too is, and I saw this in a YouTube video. It was very helpful. A lot of you guys probably saw the same video talking about like the monkey mind, the chattering mind. So you got to let the ego die out, let the egotistical self die out, let anything that's trying to keep you from getting into that space, getting into almost really thinking of like nothing, basically just becoming your consciousness, because it's going to try to do what it can to get you to not really connect. So just let it die out. Don't force it. Don't get mad at it. If you have a random thought, let it go. Don't try to focus so much on not thinking, I know some people will like stare at a dot or whatever, or imagine a dot, and it's like, for me, I just don't do that because I don't see the point in that. I think it's very important to let your thoughts die out. So you may be thinking, okay, I'm going to do 30 minutes of meditation. And then sometimes, you'll be there for an hour and it's like 30 minutes of it, you're trying to get yourself to not think so much. But as you do your meditations, So as you do your meditations and you get better, you'll basically get quicker at letting that inside nonsense kind of die out, and then you start really connecting. Let's see. So when I'm doing the Michael Seeley stuff, I'll do that, and then sometimes I imagine myself like a higher dimensional being of myself, almost like, like humanoid energy. Like I'll imagine myself in the higher dimensions. And then a lot of times I'll also imagine, like, I'll get the image of, like, a monk type of person. And I'm in this space of a void. And then, and this is where alchemy comes in. And this, honestly, I think is the most important. This is where, when you want to channel and purify yourself and really activate yourself, this is where this comes in. When I say you have to put in the work if you really want this. Is to imagine everything wrong in my life that I am causing. I am so good at that deep reflection, and that's the key. And to me, I think that's really what alchemy is about. It's a deep reflection and purifying yourself on the inside. Because once you do that, then you can get things left and right. But if you're not centered and you're like, if you're the base, it's like if the base isn't good, everything falls down. So you have to be pure. You have to be grounded. You have to keep yourself balanced. So I imagine and I bring in all the things wrong in my life that I am doing and things that I can't really control. And I send them healing, and I literally will have these like dark energies in a circle around me when I'm in this like void. And I heal them all, and I see the issue and I see the blackness. But then I send them light, and I know it's going to be okay, and these are just here to help me grow, and then they become a light, and sometimes they'll go away, sometimes not. And then, because this is talking about clearly the chakra video, so then, I'll go through the chakras like Michael does on the video. He goes through all of them. Like I said, he describes all the chakras. So if you're someone where like you don't really know, this is, and this is just one piece of information. I thought this was really interesting. So I got this from the workshop in Dansville. And even though this is just one perspective of your chakras, if you guys don't know, then I'll really quickly read off. So obviously, your root chakra, the base chakra, this is what you want to imagine when you connect to Gaia. You want your root chakra. And another way to look at yourself too, and I know like millions of people use this and it works, is imagine your bottom self. Like, I don't know how you guys all sit in meditation. I try to make myself sit in that like a lotus position because it really helps. But imagine your feet and your energies going into the ground and becoming branches, like you're rooting into the ground of Gaia and her energies. You know what I'm saying? So like you're really grounded with her. But this is just, the survival, the instincts. So what does this say? The root center, survival, security, primal energy, relates to the earth element, governs all the elimination, the survival instinct, the emotion, fear. Okay. And then next is your sacral, which is the orange. It's like the Roy G, Biv kind of, if you want to put it like that. So your sacral is with relationships, sexuality, intimacy. Abode of the Kundalini relates to the water element, governs the sexual instinct, the urogenital system, and the emotion of desire and that wantingness, basically. Your third one, so obviously, it's your solar plexus, which I think is seriously one of the most important chakras to work on. It really is. And I know this is not going to make sense to some people, but when you look at the whole law of one stuff and the Ra stuff, and you see how the universe works in the ways of the chakras, we're in the third dimension, so third chakra, sacral. And I think it was Yeshua who always said that the sacral was the most, or the solar plexus, the solar plexus is the most sacred chakra. So, I don't know, but something told me to think about that. So, so your solar plexus, desire, vitality, inner strength, self-control. And yeah, that really sounds like third dimension to me. So City of Gems corresponds to the element fire, governs the digestive system. So if you want to become healthier, send energy to that portion of your body. The ego impulse, the emotion, anger. And then obviously, what everyone considers like the most important, the heart chakra. Love, forgiveness, compassion, self-esteem, the center of unstuck sounds of the subtle body, air element, the circulatory system, the individualized soul, the emotion of love. So then your throat chakra, which my throat chakra and my third eye are my two strongest ones. These are my strongest. So throat chakra is creativity, speech, individual needs, and will, like free will. The very pure relates to the ether, the respiratory system, to higher intelligence, the power of communication. And then my favorite chakra is the third eye, which today I was in meditation, and my third eye was just tingling like crazy. Something weird happened. I'm not sure. So then your third eye, so intuition, insight, psychic awareness, ESP. And like I said, this is like where I'm usually at. The center of command relates to the mind, the individual self, the power of inner perception and insight beyond the five senses. And then lastly, because you obviously have to go from the ground up with your chakras. And then lastly, so I always I never use these names. So the crown chakra, I'm gonna mess this up. Sahasrara, I'm not really sure. I really like those names. But anyways, so higher consciousness, enlightenment, inspiration, the head center, the thousand-petaled lotus, corresponds to the universal self, the divine reality, power of consciousness. This is like connecting to source. Your highest chakra. You're finally at that point where it's like I'm clear, we're not there, so it's really hard to describe that feeling, but going up in your chakras, and once you go through and you activate your chakras, like in this video, for example, by the time you get up here, man, you're just like vibrating and tingling. And then when I'm done with the video, I'll look around and it'll be very staticky, and the energy in the air is just accelerating at a weird pace, and it looks weird, like it looks like it's not supposed to be there. Very interesting. But what I was talking about with the third eye in my meditation today, I've been like, when I'm on the treadmill, I'm very, very, I guess you can just say in a meditative mode. I use working out as a meditation as well. That's what gets me to run 7 miles a day. It's, I use my courage and my spirit and my passion. If I wasn't focusing on spirit stuff, I probably wouldn't be able to push myself that hard. But anyways, so on the treadmill, and then when I was working out, I keep randomly like making signs, and something just keeps telling me to do it. Like, for example, one of them is the non-completed triangle, which is a Yael thing. And I know you guys have probably seen the video of what's it called? The Universe Inside You, their YouTube channel. They're pretty big. I ended up finding out eventually why I was getting like this symbol and why I kept making this symbol, and I saw it in that video. So if you guys want to hear about the Yael, go check out their Yael video, and it talks about basically how it's not complete because they haven't completed, and like they know that they're supposed to be here for our ascension, and they're going to be one of like the main physical contact at first or whatever. So to them, it's not complete until this ascension happens. So it pulls in the human aspect, because it's basically saying, hey, our symbol is not complete until you guys ascend. Very, very interesting. But I was getting that. And then another one is like when my third eye was tingling, I randomly started going like, I was like very tranced out, just in that state, very gone. But I'm trying to get it in the camera here. I would like have my hands up, not this close, I'm just doing this so you can see. So they'd probably be like out here. But like I would put my hands here, and I would like, my eyes would roll back, and I get in that trance, and I imagine this is the top point, and I'm making an energetic pyramid, like, if that makes sense. So like, so this is my left side, so like the left base, the right base, so this is connected, and then like my forehead was like connecting the pyramid. I don't know what that means. I've just been randomly doing it, so something allowed me to do that. Very, very weird. So basically with this though, and I'm going to try to get out of here really quick. So with this though, anyways, I was reading off how each of the chakras has to do with different things. I was talking about like the earth element, fear, survival, sexual desires, digestive, unconditional, love, higher intelligence, dealing with pain, insight. So basically what I do is when I'm focusing on each one of these chakras, I will take that subject or like the meaning behind those chakras, you know what I'm saying? Like the knowledge of that vibration, if that makes sense, of what it is. And according to each chakra, I'll take what I am doing wrong in my life. And again, these are things that you hold yourself responsible for, And again, that's why I got to where I am. I hold myself accountable all the time. So it's like I'll take all the things I'm doing wrong, all the things I don't want to focus on, and I find a way to clear it out. And this is something that I haven't seen other places, so this may be something brand new. But what I do when I think about this is I will go up in the chakras, okay? So I'm just going to pull an example. Let's say I'm doing sacral. So I'm only on my second chakra, okay? What I do is that because I feel that white, that cord, that golden, and white light connection with Gaia, so that cord of energy is synced with Gaia when I'm going through all this. It's that I'll think about each chakra, and with all the negativity within those chakras, I'll imagine the spinning wheel, and I'll imagine like and again, you start with imagination, but it becomes a reality. You really just it becomes real. I don't know how to describe that, so I'm not gonna get into that. So basically, I'll see the blackness and the dark energy in my chakras. So then what I do is I'll take a deep breath, and I breathe in, and I take in the awareness that I'm trying to cleanse myself. And I take a deep breath, and I breathe in all that negativity. And then what I do is, and I don't know how to describe this, so, you guys may not follow me here, but I kind of like put a little bit of, not pressure on my chest, kind of, a little bit of pressure on my lungs, but I'll breathe in the negativity, and it just creates this like burning feeling space, and then I imagine that I'm, and I'll visualize. Well, I should use the word visualize. I'll visualize blowing out that negativity. So like I'll have it in here. I break it down with this little pressure. And then I just breathe out the negativity. And then I will, and again, because you start with imagination and then you visualize, and then I'll quickly see after I do that, I will see that chakra brighten in color. And one thing that Michael talks about in the video, which would be very helpful with it, is when you are blowing out the negativity, because you're connected to Gaia through the chakras, and just imagine that golden cord, like I said. Imagine that energy and that support coming up from the middle of the earth, from her, going to your chakras. So while you're getting the blackness out, imagine that there's like, Michael uses a white orb, but I don't really like that. He says, like, imagine a white orb, and that is adding the white light and making, like, so sacral. So the orange will get more thicker and it'll be a brighter orange. You know what I'm saying? So it'll go from, like, kind of a dim chakra. And as you start to open your third eye and you see your chakras and all this, it just makes more sense. But not having your third eye will make this a little complicated. And but anyways, you'll see it from being like a dim color, and as you heal it, it just gets thicker. And I want to use the word denser, but that may be a wrong word. A little denser, and it's just full and it's spinning again. So you want to do that for each one of your chakras. So like I said, as you go through, you want to take all the negativity that you have within those centers, and you want to cleanse it, and you want to work it out, and it'll be fine, and you send it love. And so you basically want to take all the things that are bothering you and holding you down, and you want to clear them out. And as you do that, so even though Michael, sorry, I lost myself. Even though Michael uses this golden, like, orb of energy as Gaia to heal, I don't visualize that. You can, if you want, do whatever you want to do. But what I visualize is that cord, because I'm still connected to Gaia. I imagine that energy coming from her, and then I see that just affecting that chakra. So, when you do this, and there's only like the 7 main chakras, so 40 minutes goes by, and like it seems like it's 10-15 minutes. And because you're putting in the work and the intentions out, and you're focusing on multiple things, it goes by faster. And a lot of people, okay, how do I put this? A lot of people look at meditation in many different aspects. Some people think you have to clear your mind. And then some people, like me, it's not that you have to clear your mind, even though you kind of do. Like at first, you want to let the little chit-chat that's going on inside, you want to get that out of the way so you can do this stuff. But basically, you'll learn that some meditation is just getting your visuals in a certain, like, positive intention and get yourself into a certain place. And then I can meditate for like I meditated for like 4 hours one time, and it's not that I'm sitting there not thinking about things. I'm actually, it's like, again, I really can't describe this. It's like I'm thinking about the right things. Like I'm on the right process, basically. So it's like I'm constantly visualizing in meditation, because I'm not that person where it's like you have to empty yourself out. That is good, though, the emptying yourself out of like the thought and whatever. That is good when you want messages, like the telepathy, because if you're constantly bombarded, the messages aren't going to come in. So that's very helpful. And then let's see. So I'm going to be here longer than I imagined, but that's okay. That's great. Spirit wants me to be here more, so nowhere else I would rather be. Another meditation that I use, and I'll put this in the description as well. There's 2 of them. There's 3 of them I use, but I'm not going to go into all of them right here. I mean, I can. But the one and this is the meditation like music. This is when I'm not clearing my chakras. So let me finish with the chakra portion. After I do what I just said I do, and again, I do this about 2 times a week. After I do all that and I go through the chakras, let me pause this. What I do is I feel so much lighter. Like, you really feel like you're tingling all around. You feel lighter. You feel great. And I automatically become grateful. Because becoming grateful, like setting the intention out and using that vibration of energy of feeling grateful, to me just unlocks so many doors. So I become grateful and I send this energy that I just retrieved and cleanse myself, I send it back down to Gaia. I send it to any beings, all beings, and then especially if any beings came in while I'm doing this. And there are times, I'm going to be honest, where it's like, I'm not trying to channel right now, guys. Like, I'm trying to work on myself, and they keep wanting to come in. So I literally have to, like, shove them out sometimes. Like, no, you got to wait an hour. Too bad, just kind of funny. So I will thank all the beings because I'm very grateful. And then, like I said, even though the chakras are inside you, when I imagine all of this stuff, I imagine them in front of me. And then once all my chakras are complete, I imagine just like popping them back into me, like coming back into my body and feeling that surge. And then sometimes I'll feel a big surge, or I'll feel like a big cord of energy just like shooting up. And then one time I even saw myself with like angel wings after I did that. I'm like, this is weird. What's going on? I saw myself as like, I'm not a blonde person. I'm dark haired. But I saw myself as like a blonde, almost a Yael looking like angel with these golden wings. And I was like, whoa, like did I hit an enlightenment like stage? I don't know. It was really weird. So that's interesting, but that's one portion. And then when it comes to regular meditation, which I try to do every day, this, I don't do only 2 times. I do this every single day. And I try to go for about 30 minutes to an hour a day. I know some people don't have the time, but you can make time. Just actually do it. So many people are like, oh, I don't have time. I don't want to do this. And it's like, yes, you can make time. If you want it bad enough, you'll do it. But anyways, so this is from You Are Relaxed - relaxing music. And it's called Relaxing Hang Drum Music, Essence of Life for Meditation, Stress Relief, Healing, Yoga, Spa Music. So I use this the most. And I actually brought my hand pan to show you guys. So the Arcturians talked me into getting this. I know I sound crazy right here, but the Arcturians talked me into getting a drum. And I actually played it on a ship one time, and so that's like why I got this. So I really like the vibrations and the sound, and it's very, very healing to listen to this. So I found a meditation that's strictly hand pans. So, but if you guys have never heard of a hand pan, I got the one that looks like a UFO, like it kind of is like a saucer. I chose that. This was $300, like $350. And I got it from, it was sent here from, I think, Russia, I believe. And it comes with 2 of these, but, I'm just showing you right now. And honestly, I don't know any songs, but this is what it sounds like. So, very loud, but very cool. Anyways, so there is a actual hand pan meditation. I don't know if you guys can hear this. So I'll use this. So I'll use this one. It's 3 hours, but I'm not going to sit there for 3 hours. There's that one. And then Okay, where is it? This one recently I've been using, so I'll have to put this in the description also. But this is Native, because I'm very connected to the Native Americans. Like I channeled Sitting Bull once, even though I personally don't think it was a good channeling. So I'm going to probably try to connect to him another time. But this is Native American drums, which I really, really like. These are really cool. So I don't know if you can hear that. I hope it wasn't too loud, so I apologize for that. So I'll use the drums, I'll use that. There are two others, but I mean, it's not going to make a difference if I show you guys those. Everyone has their own meditation music that they like to meditate to. And I know some people meditate in complete silence. I don't like to do that. I don't know. I like the music, and also obviously, like I said before, I light incense, and I light dragon's blood incense, because dragon's blood, from the alchemy book that I read, the one that I read multiple times a year, best book in the world. So in ancient Egypt, they would roast cinnabar, and they roasted cinnabar because it gave off this very aromatic, just the smell that put people into trance. And also, what was it, like it had something to do with mercury too, I forgot, so I can always look it back up and tell you guys about it. But anyway, so dragon's blood is like the most similar to cinnabar, and for some reason every time I use dragon's blood incense specifically, I get into the trance a lot easier. So if you guys have any good, places to get incense, or like good quality incense, definitely go get some dragon's blood. I use dragon's blood, and then sometimes I'll use patchouli, but not really for meditation. It just doesn't do the same effect, so I'll use that. Obviously, use crystals. I'm not going to get into that. You guys know your crystals. Use your crystals, whatever you personally like. But when I do the regular meditations, not the chakra meditation, it's the same process basically. I don't focus on my chakras because this is not for that, When I do my regular meditation, where I just listen to the music, that's when I try to connect to beings and open up. So what happens is, every time you start a meditation, obviously you want to ask for, you don't have to ask for protection, but you can ask for protection and ask for any guides or anyone basically to communicate with you. And basically what I do is, you always want to start off doing that and then grounding to Gaia. And even though I'm not healing my chakras, I still send that golden cord of energy by my spine down to Gaia, and I lock with Gaia, and then I usually wait for a visual from her. Like, I'll wait for a response sometimes, and I'll do that. And then like not too long ago, I saw, it was really weird, when she connected to me, I saw, it was, I really don't know how to describe this. I saw like a forest from a bird's eye view. So you're looking down, like as if I was in the sky. I saw a forest, but the forest, like the trees and the bushes, made like a smiling woman's face. And again, I can't describe this. I really can't. But it was like smiling nature. So you're gonna have to take that and work with it any way you want. So that was really cool. So I connect to her. And then if you want to learn about connecting to your guides, this is what I was advised to do at first, and eventually it worked. And I'm going to tell you, if you're someone who you're listening in and like you don't connect, like you've never connected to any beings, you want to, but you just haven't, this will get you to do it, but it might freak you out at first, because I was kind of like thrown back, like, whoa, If you guys can hold it, I'm really sorry. I was not expecting to talk this long. I talk way too long. I was planning on doing a beer review, but my beer is in the freezer right now. So if I don't get it, my beers are going to freeze and explode. And I can't have an explosion in my fridge. So give me 1 second. Alright, that's kind of funny. Apologize for that. I was like, oh crap, I've been on here for way too long. I thought I was going to be here for 15 minutes. It's been 41 minutes. Man, I talk way too much. My bad. So, okay, where was I? So, basically, you want to use at first, if you're not used to this, you want to use your imagination to connect, like I've said before. You'll use it up to a point where you don't have to because you're just getting things. Excuse me. And what I used to do was, after you connect with Gaia, after you feel those supporting energies, you want to visualize. Oh, and I just saw some blue energy. That's interesting. That's cool. So, hello, whoever it is. So, basically, you want to visualize yourself in a place that you're very comfortable with. Think of, like, I don't know, to me it's almost like a paradise version of Earth. Like, I've been to Agartha, so it's like going to Agartha, basically. So I imagine like a beautiful ocean and energies, but then it's like I see Earth in a multi-dimensional way. Like, I'm on these big green Ireland-looking, hills, but there's like an ocean, and I see space and colors. And basically, this sounds stupid, but it's like create your own little world. Create a place inside that you are excited to go to. Create a place inside that you look forward to going to, and the images are very, very vivid, and just a place that, again, you create, whatever you're comfortable with. So imagine yourself, there, and feeling the love and feeling beings. And I'm really trying to describe, I'm trying to think of how to describe this. Imagine yourself just like sitting and meditating and feeling the awe and feeling the higher dimensional energies all coming through you, for you are at this moment one, with the universe. Imagine that you send out this intention of, I'm going to be here, and I send the intention out for somebody to come in to this place. So, okay, I never thought of it like this. I'm getting free will. That's what's coming to me. Okay, so this is kind of like, if you think about it, like, not metaphorically, but this is almost like learning how to work with free will and to let beings in. So you basically want to say, I accept, and I am asking for one of my guides or being to come into this place that I am creating, this place of positivity and love and, infinite aware, whatever. So that's not the point. And it may take a couple times. It took me probably like 6 or 7 times doing that. And this is where I'm trying to get to, though, where I was saying it could be a little shocking. One day I did it, and I was just exploring this place, and I sat down kind of like at this cliff, and I was like, I'm going to wait here, because and I'm going to be honest, I got mad at the beginning. I'm very impatient. I was like, why are these people not connecting to me? Do they not like me? I feel like I'm being kicked out of a group. You know, I literally like, what the hell, Arcturians? Like, that's how I was at first. You know, I was kind of being a little dick about it. So basically, I was like, I'm gonna just wait here until they show up. And one day I was sitting there and I thought that, and I remember I'm trying to think, this was probably about like, I don't know, year and a half ago, maybe year ago, something like that. And I was sitting there and I thought that, and then out of nowhere, and this is where like the imagination becomes reality, I started seeing people that I wasn't creating. I started seeing beings and things coming to me that I myself have never thought of before. And what are we taught, you know, usually from this like 3D BS, you know, that like you can't create stuff that, you know, you've never thought of, like that kind of stuff, you know, or like you'll never see yourself in a dream, like those weird things. So you'll start creating, like you'll start seeing things that you're not creating, and you're like, whoa. So I remember I saw this blue, very tall, it was like a really, really tall Arcturian, but this blue guy. And he was very, very tall, big head, not too skinny, honestly. He was probably like a regular, I don't know, normal human. I mean, you know, he probably looked like he was like, you know, 200 pounds, whatever. I don't know, 180 pounds. But anyways, I saw him, and he walked up to me, and I remember being in meditation, being like, oh my God, like this is happening. Like I finally broke through the veil. I broke the seal of like getting to this point. So then this being just sat next to me, came up to me and sat next to me. So instead of sitting there like creating now, I was sitting there like, well, like I'm watching a movie. Like what is going to happen next? And then so this being just sat next to me and was like, what took you so long? We've been waiting for you. Kind of like, you know, welcome back. And he was like, I'm one of your guides. I've been here all along. I'm kind of, you know, thank God this happened. And then he started just telling me things. And then once I made that connection, I was like, okay, you know, but again, this is when I was new to this, so I was kind of like, you know, can you always be there? Can I always connect to you? Like, don't go away forever, you know? Like, I wanted to have, like, you know, be, you know, hold his hand, basically. And then he just told me, you know, anytime you want to connect, meditate. Meditation is key. So that is one thing I would definitely recommend. And then, even though the Arcturians gave this to me specifically as a technique to meditate, obviously, you know, I want to give you guys what I learned. I want you guys to be as successful. I know I'm not successful right now. You know, I got a long way to go, but I'm just saying I want you guys to do this as well. So, the Arcturians taught me, and I use this like on a daily basis now, is when you meditate, you want to imagine, and as your visuals strengthen and you open your third eye, this becomes like easy. What I do is I will send my intentions out. Like I'll be in my chair, and if you guys want me tomorrow to go through all this and literally do it, so you can watch and you can go along with me. But you know, hell yeah, let's do it. So basically, I will send my intentions out. Let me take my hat off for the first time ever in a video. So I will send my intentions out, and I imagine beams of energy. And even though, yeah, it doesn't matter where you go, because we're in the third dimension, things are a lot different. Like I'll imagine, you know, like Yael, Arcturian, Siri, well, whatever. And I'm sending the intention out to connect to them. But the Arcturians are the ones who taught me this. So, I gotta give credit where credit's due. They basically, I was having a reading with Ivan, and then he started laughing. And he was like, I've never heard of this before. He was like, this should be interesting. Let me know how this is. So the Arcturians told him to tell me, because I was, you know, like I paid him, and like I was doing getting a reading. So that's where that came in. So I gotta give him credit too. So my bad. But anyways, what would happen is I imagine myself sending the positive white light in intentions. And then once you learn to separate yourself, and this really helped me do that, once you learn to separate your like your consciousness, like you get out of your body and you go places. Like I'll get to a point where my physical body, I feel like I'm upside down. Like I get dizzy, or I feel like I'm floating in the air because I kind of left for a little bit. But I only got 10 minutes before this shuts off, so I'll hurry. So I send the white light and the intention out to them, and I imagine myself going through space as thought, as consciousness, going through space and connecting to them. And then I start seeing random planets, random energies, beautiful lights. And then sometimes, and like, well, this is what they said in the message was, once you connect to us, you'll start like receiving, and then so just go with whatever you receive, and it's us kind of tuning you to be in like the frequency or whatever, like so you can communicate with us. And again, I just saw a big blue light again. So I'll see swirls and I'll see triangles, and sometimes I'll see like, it's really weird, like universal equations, which I wanted to talk about this. This is another vision that I've been having, not just in meditation, but like I'll be living my life, and then out of nowhere, all around me, I'm seeing like mathematical equations, universal equations, and it makes no sense. And I don't know why I'm getting this. It's very weird. But those kind of things will come in, and then so I'll start seeing the planets, and then I eventually get to, and again, if you have to use your imagination for some of this to get to this point, that's what it's there for. So don't beat yourself up doing that. It's okay. I'm telling you, it's fine. So basically, you'll get to a point where you start seeing all these things that they're connecting to you, and because that connection was made, you'll like go to their places. Like I went to a place where I saw all these Arcturians, and literally it was like I literally visualize yourself on their planet talking to them, and you can think of a question and you'll get an answer back that you're not making up. And that's kind of where I'm trying to get to this. So I remember I saw a feline Arcturian, and I was on this very dark planet with all these huge pink crystals, and the crystals were in shapes of pyramids. They looked like pyramids, but they were pink and white, and they had all this booming like energy shooting like from the top. I don't know why. And this feline Arcturian came up to me and was like, "Hey, you want me to channel through you?" And I was like, "Sure, okay." Like, this is my first time doing it, and I was like, what the hell's going on? And then so I again, it's like you're watching a movie inside your head that you're not creating. And so I know I sound crazy right now, but it's the truth. So then he put his hand on my back in the visual, and then I just started speaking what he was saying. And then so that's another thing to do. Visualize yourself sending out the intention. Wait for a response, or if you don't get a response, imagine yourself going there. Even if it's whatever you have off the top of your head, start there, because starting there is saying, I'm going to meet you in the middle. And if you ask, you shall receive, man. Sometimes you receive stuff that you're like, well, I didn't expect that. And it's like, now my reality has changed even more now that I know how to do this. So I've done that with the Arcturians, the Reptilians, and the Syrians. Just them. I did that with the Eliashon Dezendi. I saw their planet, connected to them. Absolutely loved it. I know I have my background is very Andromedan and Arcturian, so I know that I must have been there, but a beautiful place. I don't even know how to describe it. It's almost like the air is even though the air is alive, like you literally see the consciousness in everything. That's the best way to put it. And then with the Arcturians, they have many like suns that have rings around them. So you can have a ring around a sun. You can. I saw a huge green planet with these green and like whitish rings. So very interesting. I don't know. I went 40 minutes over what I was trying to do, so I'm just going to stop it here. God, it's way too late to do a beer review, so I'm probably not gonna end up doing that. So, all right, guys, if you want me tomorrow to actually go through that process, I have time tomorrow, so I will do that. Saturday I'm busy, so Saturday I probably won't be here, but tomorrow I'm open. So, I hope what I said tonight made sense. Again, this is me. This isn't channeling, so sorry if you like my channeling better, whatever. It is what it is. So, all right, y'all. I love y'all. I will see you tomorrow. So, peace. Have a good night. And use whatever I taught you because Spirit taught it to me. I'm teaching it to you. What I use will work with you. And I hope it does. I really hope it does. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Peace. Thank you.